Very good.
Okay, welcome to this event that I'm hosting. Most of you guys already know me. My name is Sina Martin. If you don't and you're new to the community, hello, thank you for being here. I am the creator of the Confidence Catchers community. I'm a confidence coach and I help female agency owners and women who want to drop out of the corporate way of living and working in their 9 to 5 jobs that they hate and that's sucking the life out of them. I help them figure out how to be more confident and how to create a business and a lifestyle that they truly love, that fuels their dreams, and that creates them the money that they want it to create within their lifestyle and in their business. So what I'm doing today is I wanted to bring one of my longtime, amazing, fantastic clients, Jennifer, to you, and I wanted to do this interview with her so that you guys can learn more about her journey and hear more about what she does in her business, because I know it'll be beneficial to this entire community, number one. But number two, she just has like some really good gems to give you guys today. So if you are struggling in your business with delegating tasks, you're overwhelmed, you're burnt out, you don't know how to get the help that you need, and you're like this one woman or one man show, then interview you need to pay attention to and you need to watch. So hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Sina.
Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that you agreed to do this with me.
And thank you for inviting me. So much appreciated.
You're welcome. So what I want to do is I did welcome you, but I want you to like introduce yourself to everybody who may be watching this on the replay. Tell us more about Hilltop Services and what you provide, and then we'll dig into a couple questions.
Not a problem. So, hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I am the owner of the Hilltop Services. And what I do is I host a virtual assistant business, and I work with a lot of solopreneurs and small business owners who are struggling in their day-to-day, trying to stay organized. And what I do is I come and I create systems in their business. I give them organization. I give them time to focus on driving income for their business and, increasing that productivity while I'm handling and managing the business behind the scenes. So.
All of us need that, right?
Right. I mean, it's so pivot in your business, especially if you're a one-man show, like you were saying, you need that help. It's no way you'll be able to do it all.
Absolutely. So I want to kind of dig into it because I know for the people who will be watching this, I know a lot of people they do what I do, they're coaches, or a lot of people in the community have so many different types of businesses. Like
right.
Go from an e-commerce store business to someone who does like a real estate offline. It's just so many different business owners within the community. So even some people who do like cryptocurrency, just everything. But some of the struggles you would say, Jennifer, for example, I know I was talking to somebody on Instagram last week.
Okay.
Telling me one of her biggest struggles is that she understands that she needs extra help to build her business. She understands she needs virtual assistants. She needs help building her confidence. Like she understands where she lacks, but she feels like she doesn't have, number one, time and resources to even pay someone to come in and help her in the areas that she's really struggling. And it's causing her to not be able to grow. So like, what would you say? What would you say, being an expert and you work with people who use these services every day, see some of their struggles being, and what's some of the ways that they can overcome those struggles?
It's so interesting you say that, because that is all, I hear that all the time from a lot of owners of, I don't know where to start. I know I need help. Right. I don't have the income to provide for a VA. And I'm like, you would do better making that choice to have a VA now than later, because all it's going to do is just create massive destruction for your business later on. So if you see the problem right then and there, it's best to face it right on. And I think it's one of those things where I have consultations with many people, and even just with my clients when I first started, they were very hesitant. They're like, oh my gosh, because it's your baby. And I totally understand that. That's why I handle it as if it's my own. But, they're so glad they took the leap, because it just takes off so much pressure, and it allows them to focus on what's needed at that time and to really, put their all in their business to move forward.
Right.
And if that's why it's also great to have a business coach so they can give you that confidence to say, you can do this. Let me push you out your comfort zone. So do you need a VA? Let's get a VA. I mean, and you can start small. You don't have to your entire business. It could be as small as just doing email management. I have a couple of clients. I just, my team, we work with their emails, just giving that great customer service to keep them, to keep their business flowing so they can handle the day-to-day tasks and do whatever they need to do. And then as you grow with your VA, as you grow with your team, then the list can get longer, but at least you've built that rapport and now you trust and now you see. So sometimes it does require you to make some sacrifices because you may have to pour into your business, but you're investing in yourself.
Right.
So it's not a losing situation. It's a win-win really at the end, because when you get that time back and you're less stressful, that's priceless.
It's nothing like it.
It's priceless.
It is priceless.
Yeah.
It's funny you said taking that leap. It's like that fear before you do it, but the second you do it, and then you start to reap the benefits of have an extra couple hours to spend time with my kids. Because I know a lot of the women who are watching this are moms. I have the extra time to spend with my kids, or I have that extra time to go to the gym because I work out, or whatever the case may be. It's like that fear to put that money that you need out to hire the VA, but then once you do it, so many benefits come from it.
It really does.
You can't even weigh the price that you paid for what you received from it. And I think the same thing with, like you said, getting a coach. So many people, everybody's a coach now. So you don't know. And we were just talking about that.
Right.
So many people are coaches now, and it's like, okay, what am I getting back from this if I put this much money down to work with this person or whatever the case may be? So, moving from that and from the struggles and some of the benefits you would get, or that some of our entrepreneurs would get from attacking those struggles and actually doing something about it. Do you run into any mindset blocks that these entrepreneurs go through?
Yeah, it really is. It starts with the mindset in anything you do. So any task that you set forth, you're going to run into opposition. I mean, if you're trying to grow your business, you're trying to be healthy, you're doing something positive, you're going to get some opposition. So then you have to dig deep and say, how bad do I want this? And then sometimes all that stuff just starts coming up and it's like, okay, what do I do? And I usually take that as a sign of, let me seek help from somebody expert that can really pull this out of me, that can help me see, look at it from a different perspective, that can help put me in a direction that maybe I wouldn't have noticed then. And I think that's why it's so important to hire, your confidence coach or get with somebody that's going to give you value. Like, you cannot put a price tag on value. Now, I understand if you can't do it at the moment, but let that be a goal, because I feel like that will help you finish strong in the long run. Because this is a marathon, so you got to take your time.
You have to take your time.
Yeah, you got to take your time. It's a day at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you about having someone help you pull the mindset out.
Yes.
Because I think I mentioned to you, and I've told, the community quite often, that I started going to therapy this year. And that was one of my things where it was like, I've had coaches, I've had business coaches, but I feel like I need a mental health professional. Because that will help me pull out some of these other areas that I'm working on that I want to excel in. So, and I see that a lot with people who get stuck and grow in their business too, because you may be stuck at a certain mindset of, I don't feel like I'm worth this amount to try to charge this to customers, right? Or like, I'm struggling with, trying to figure out what I'm worth, so I can't really show up when people want to. I don't see the value of why they would pay me this much money or why they would want to work with me. So then you try to figure out why you're not getting clients the way you want to. But a lot of times is you just can't see the value. And it could go across the board. It doesn't even have to be about your pricing or your money. Like you said, it could be having a VA. I've seen people struggle with being the leader in a team. Mindset blocks around why they can't lead a team. So they really struggle with the thought process of even seeing themselves hiring extra help.
Trying to do too much, trying to do it all.
Right, because they don't think they'll be able to manage or work well with other people. So it can come in so many different forms with the mindset. And I definitely agree with you that if you see yourself blocked with a certain way of thinking, seek outside help, because you're not going to be able to overcome it just on your own.
No, you're not. And I think that's one of the great things that I could have done for myself personally and for my business, linking with you. You've been such a great asset to me.
Thank you.
And then when you invest in yourself, there's so much you can give out. So I'm able to give out more into my business. I'm able to give out and do more here and there in different areas because you bring about clarity, you bring about value, you bring about understanding, like some things that you just never know that you have within, because like you said, you just have this mental block about how things are, maybe because how it used to be.
Right.
So to get out of that mindset, you have to revamp. You got to do something different if you want something different.
Absolutely.
Right. So if I want to start a new business, I want to, or if I'm in business and I want to, increase my prices, if I want to do this, I need to make sure I feel good within, like, hey, I know my worth and I know what I'm bringing to the table. And that definitely me being in your program to really realize that. And, and just continue striving, doing the best I can do on a day to day, because it takes a lot. So it's definitely worth the while investing into a business coach and a confidence coach.
Awesome. You know what? I wanted to ask you, since you just brought that up,
Mm-hmm.
what have some of the benefits been? Because I know I can hear people watching this and then saying, that sounds great, Sina, that sounds great, Jennifer, but I
Right.
don't know if that's gonna work for me. I hear what y'all saying, but you don't realize I'm going through, and then they list all of the things they're going through. So,
Oh, really?
right. And I know the list is long. Like, first of all, guys, if you knew Jennifer, she is going through a lot. Like, every week we talking about what's happening, but she is continuing to push through. I'm 7 months pregnant, but there's no excuse for that, because I'm sitting here with breast and hip contractions and I'm still talking to y'all about why you need to invest in yourself.
I'm
So
telling you,
we all got something we go through.
I mean, life still happens to you. That it ain't gonna stop. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna stop.
It's not going to stop. So whoever told you entrepreneurship was going to solve those problems, okay. But with that said, like, what have some of the benefits been to you personally? You touched on it a little bit, but can we kind of go back to the beginning journey when you and I first started working together, and you first came to me as, Sina, I wanted you to be my coach. Can we kind of go back to that and then look at the journey to where you are now? What have
my gosh, this is a flashback Friday, right?
Because you gotta let them know, like, when it was, how long it's been. I don't want them to think we just met.
No. Oh, no. Sina's been in my life since 2014, 15.
Yeah.
I was going through a divorce. I was a new mom to a newborn. I just got fired from my job. Income was scarce. I had to move back home. I mean, when I tell you I was at the bottom, I was at the bottom. And not to say that the bottom is the bad thing. It's just sometimes you don't know what your potential is until you're really forced to look at yourself and say, what do I do next? And at that time, I knew nothing about a coach. I knew nothing about a life coach, nothing. And I just said, I know there's something, there's something in this. And I owe it to myself to figure this out and go through it. So, moving forward, I met Sina. And I really feel like you were so pivotal in my growth and my journey to at least get the ball moving.
Yeah.
And there was just so many steps, so many coaching calls, so many conversations of just, going through, just pulling down all the barriers, that I built around myself because of all of life that was throwing at me at this one time. And I felt like you gave me the value and reason why I owe it for myself to really seek and go above and beyond what it is that was in my heart to do.
That's good.
And you could see it. I just couldn't see it. So you helped me see that.
See it for yourself.
So, for myself. So, we worked for a good year and a half, and, and then you pushed me out the nest. And
I was like, go do it. Go do it.
So, I took the leap, and, I went through different seasons, but I still had the core teaching and the foundation built together. So, fast forward, I'm here. I'm with my new business. I feel like I have a new walk, a new talk. I even have a different look. Everything was just different. And I just remember calling you some months ago, like, Sina, my business is booming. I need help, Sina. I'm like, I'm at another
Yeah.
monumental, but I need help. And that's the beautiful thing about it when, on your journey, it's okay to know when you need help. That's the best
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you're at the point where you're about to just dive in and lose
All
it.
over. Right.
And you got to start all over.
Right.
So if you need that VA now and you're still thinking about the struggle, you owe it to yourself to do it now than then.
Yeah.
So I got ahead of it. I said, Sina, and I was going back and forth, because in my virtual assistant world, there's a lot of great coaches, mind you. And, I would just still, figure out, do I want to go with this coach? Do I want to go with that coach? But I came back to what was dear to me, what was true, what felt like it just feels natural. You give that great teaching and that push that we need as entrepreneurs. And what better than a person who's been in the entrepreneur business for well over,
Right.
how many years, Sina, have you been doing? I don't even know.
Honestly, you could probably say like 15.
Yeah.
Honestly, because honestly.
Yeah. So, someone's very seasoned, someone who, you can just tell you are doing what you're called to do. You're telling you're doing what God do. And it's shown in my business, and even just going back to 2015 as I'm talking about it, I'm like, wow, I've come a long way.
A long way.
With your help and just getting that, getting a plan, getting some structure, getting accountability.
Yeah.
So you can't put a number on that type of value.
Right.
So I always encourage your viewers is to truly, seek and really invest in yourself. Get you Sina is the best, hands down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But the thing about it, Jennifer, is like, I can't even take credit. Working with you allowed me to dig into those parts of me when I had to do that for myself.
Isn't that something?
I remember being at my bottom. I remember being homeless, like with my son, and our family staying in somebody's bedroom, and I had to start over from nothing.
Mm-hmm. The struggle is real. The struggle, it's a beautiful struggle.
It is. It is. And I just was like, wow. But it was the willingness that you came to the table with. You came to the table with a spirit of, I'm here, but I'm not defeated. So
yeah, I was broken. I totally was broken.
Yep. But you were not giving up. And I think that was where the magic kind of worked between us. Because it was this strong, like, connection. And we both have a faith. We both have a certain belief that aligns with each other. And we believe that there's a higher power that's working with our relationships and how we progress forward in our lives and our businesses. So I think that is where we met in the middle, and it
clicked. It worked. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And it does. You can't, and to still give you some kudos, and I'm going to toot your horn. It doesn't hurt the fact that you are a seasoned veteran in this. Like,
yes.
We're in a time where technology is at its highest.
Yes.
But you guys got to understand, Sina's been behind the scenes from day one, before it even became this new technical era.
Yeah.
And had she told me about my VA business 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So,
but now you're booked out with clients.
I'm booked out with clients, and have VAs on my team, and we're here to serve. And I'm just so grateful for my business to be able to provide that service for entrepreneurs. Because what better for one entrepreneur to the next to understand, the day-to-day, the struggles, the highs, the lows. I get it. But at the same time, I encourage you all to really just take that time to, make a list and invest and say, what do I want to do? We're coming into a new decade in the next 4 months. So we have to be honest with ourselves. Like, what do I want to do different?
Right.
What do I want to see?
So what would you recommend? Let's say it's another mom who is literally sitting in the shoes you were sitting in when you were at that point of having to start over, basically. And she's like, okay, what would you recommend to her? Like, what should her next step be? If she's trying to get to where you are, what would you say to her if she's watching?
Be open-minded. Be ready to serve. Don't be afraid to try something different. I feel like we have this notion that there's this big sign that says this is your purpose. And I feel like in order to find your purpose, you got to get into it. So I never knew I was going to be here doing this, but I allowed myself to be open-minded to the possibilities. This is a great lucrative business I'm in because it's a great way to be of service to many people.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows you to work remote. So for those mothers who still have to be home with the children, I get it because I'm a mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my son is 6 now, is going into first grade, and I needed that time with him. And I remember I always told you, like, Sina, one thing I don't want to lose, I just don't want to lose that one-on-one connection with my son.
Right.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with the corporate moms that's out there. You know, kudos to you for guys that are doing that. But for those that know that I want to be remote, I'm just saying, be open-minded to the possibilities. Try something different. Try something new. See if you can invest in a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Invest in Sina, because she might give you that because that's where I met you at. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I didn't want to do next, and we had to go through each level. So just be ready to go through it. Feel the pain, but once you go through all that, you get such clarity. And then, you're ready to take on the next chapter in your life, because this definitely is a new chapter in my life for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's be open-minded.
Yeah, you definitely got to be open-minded. Yes.
Yeah.
You just can't just say in a box and say, this is how it looks. Maybe I need to go do this. Stretch yourself, see what it is you love to do. I mean, we're in an era now where the possibilities are they're out there. They're out there for the taking. Reinvent yourself. You just never know. Take a chance on yourself.
Take a chance on yourself. That's big.
Yeah, take a chance on yourself.
So, yeah. Jennifer, how can the entrepreneurs who are watching this, or the business owners who are watching this, they need your services? I'm talking about the ones who are the multi-purpose. You're running 3 companies at one time, and you're hearing this, and you're like, she's right. I need to take the leap.
Yeah, take the leap.
What should they do to contact you to find out more about how your company can help them?
Yes, we'll love that. You guys can go to my website. It's the Hilltop Services, all one word, .com. So that is my website. It gives you information, the services that is provided. And if you want to continue, there's a link for consultation. And I love to have like a 15-minute, just a discovery call. Let's just talk it out. Let's just lay all the cards on the table, see what it is that you're doing, what you're not doing, what you want to see. And then we go from there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for watching this. Make sure you share this video out, because there were so many tips in here. This was a coaching session. I can't even, write down everything that we went over, but it was so good. Make sure you guys share this video out with somebody who needs it and needs to watch it and needs the encouragement, especially.
Yes, stay encouraged.
Especially a mom, please.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to link Jennifer's website below, so you can go visit Hilltop Services and you can find out more about what she offers. I'm also going to link below my personal link, so you can follow me on social media, and so you can schedule a confidence clarity call if you want to get on the phone with me for a consultation and discuss how we can help you get to your next level of success. Okay. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Bye. Let's hit stop recording.
Stop.